give a ton of credit to FAU. They deserve to win the game. They were much better coached. They were much better prepared, and they played much harder than we did. And that's pretty evident with 19 missed layups and getting out rebounded like we did. So a ton of credit to FAU.
Questions?
Brad, I know you probably focused defensively a lot, but offensively, was this just missed shots, or was this, what issues did you see offensively to where you're missing so many shots?
Well, 9 of 31 in the first half, 14%, and you're up 6. You're up 6. And then we turn around and go 4 of 17 from the 3 with 12 missed layups. You know, it's like I told our team at halftime. I said I felt great at half. I was hoping this could become an identity game for us. I talked at halftime about NCAA tournament game I was in with Utah. We shot 31%. Score was 52 to 50 with 42 seconds to go. And we had a wide open 3 to win. Take the lead. I wanted this to be that game. I wanted this to be the identity to go out the second half and guard like we did. We had 19 deflections at half. We had 4 in the second. And look at their percentage. Missed shots, yeah, we had a chance to blow it open early. But those didn't go, and those happen in the game. Missed shots happen. Missed layups, I felt great about our shots. There were 2 or 3 bad ones in there. You know, we got to get Kipper going. You know, Kipper got good looks, and I think he's 0 for his last 15 or 16 from 3. And he's a good shooter. But right now that thing's not close, and he's a good shooter. So, but yeah, when you don't, and we're immature. When the ball doesn't go in, that affects us at the other end. And that's, again, something we talked about at halftime a lot.
Coach Isle was obviously really good today. He's had some great individual games as well through the first part of the season. Trent's had some really great individual games, but it seems like those two haven't been able to put 2 performances together in the same game. Any thoughts on how to get them to mesh a little bit better when they?
Yeah, it's something we're continuing to work on. I mean, it starts with our assist totals, and our assist totals are very low. And again, it's we're not dwelling on it, but we're working on it. And the one thing is, it can't be the way it is right now. Our assist totals can't be at 6 like they were in the Missouri game, 10. Everything I'm predicated and wanted about is passing the ball and moving it. And you know, like I have no problems with the last play. We ran just a little 4-up for Io. He drives it, makes a great pass, and we get a wide open 3 in the corner. And those are the type of plays that you have to have. In our spread, we're over dribbling, and you know, that's been a point of contention with a lot of what we're doing. We over dribble instead of passing.
Maybe when you were wanting this to be an identity game and then it doesn't turn out that way, what kind of impact or effect does that have?
I don't know. We're going to find out. So we're going to talk about being real. It can't be all feel good. Basketball doesn't work that way. It's not about just feeling good. It's not feeling good when the ball goes in and we're all excited and rah-rah. That's fake stuff. That's not real. And that's, we all know that's not life either. So it's when things get difficult. Who are you going to be? Look yourself in the mirror and who are you going to be? And I'm frustrated. I thought we had a great practice yesterday. The day before we weren't very good. And yet it's We gotta continue to grow in those areas.
What do you account for those second half struggles defensively? Was it effort, FAU adjustments, or?
Well, I mean, our effort's okay, but it's not very smart. And it comes back to fouling 4 times at the half-court line, and just, I mean, our senior, I mean, AJ, we keep talking to him about not reaching, not doing that, and it's controlling your emotion. And, you know, Drake commits 1, Georgie commits 1. You know, in non-scoring areas, you know, we talked about not accepting a block out and running around him, so you don't get an offensive foul over the back. Kipper just shoves the kid, right? You know, and it's everybody, and it's just not, it's things we've got to grow out of, and we've got to learn from, because they hurt you. You go to the line 18 times in the second half, hard to win games.
Coach, it looks like early in the first half, Trent was deferring to get his teammates open because he had a big game against Missouri. Was that by design, or he just was getting rid of the basketball and he just didn't get looks?
No, I think Trent's working really hard to be a really good teammate. And I think that you know, we talked about, you know, we've got to have balance. You know, in a perfect world, I want 5 guys in double figures, at least. And because we don't pass and we over dribble, then it becomes a problem. And you know, we need to be a really good passing team to get AJ, to get Kipper, to get guys shots like that, and to create those opportunities. And it translates to a game. And today was a perfect example. They played zone the most entirely the second half. So what you got to do is pass. And yet, we stood up there and dribbled the ball excessively. So we've got to find that. And again, we're just going to keep working on it.
Back over.
Coach, you guys really struggled on the glass all night. What was the biggest issue you saw there?
Effort, want to, desire, had a goal, set a goal before the game, +6 or better. Okay, and along with 35 deflections, and along with 16 plus assists. Whew. I mean, we just, you know, Allen gave us a spark. He kept it close in the first half. On the glass, he had 5 rebounds in about 4.5, 5 minutes. You know, we get nothing out of our front court for the most part in the early parts of the game, and they scored 6 points in the first media timeout on the offensive glass, and that's just effort.
I was gonna ask you about Allen, because it seemed like he came out looking to rebound, maybe. Just what wasn't sustainable with that maybe in the second half?
That's what he does. I mean, he's a very aggressive rebounder, and then he's probably our best offensive rebounder. And I was hoping that would become contagious for everybody, but you know, guys that did that last year for us in terms of veterans aren't doing that. And you know, then Georgie doesn't. It's not a strength of his yet.
Brett, the 2 places you've been before, players seem to respond to you right away, and they picked it up right away. What's different here so far?
Oh, I mean, I guess I've thought about it a little bit. I don't know if there's a specific you know, we've had probably more senior veteran. You know, if I had to pinpoint one thing, the guys have had success. I mean, SFA was a winning program. They had won 28 games here, or 27 years before I got there. You know, Oklahoma State had 2 seniors who've been to the Final Four, or been to the NCAA tournament, excuse me. And you know, we just had to kind of mold it together, and we're doing that. And I knew this was going to be some growing pains, and we're young. We weren't playing a handful of freshmen like we were this year, and that's part of the process of growing. You got to go through those and hit those speed bumps. Today doesn't make me very happy, but there's got to be growth. There's got to be continued commitment on and off the court from athletes and players And, you know, I'm a big believer, preach it every day, do the right things off the court, do the right things on the court, and it'll happen. And so we gotta continue to grow, and we're gonna do that. I like this team. I like the things that we can be capable of. Right now, today, we got whipped. We got whipped. It was effort-based, and that's really frustrating for me.
Brad, did you plan to shoot that many threes? Was that a game plan, or did you feel like they settled a little bit?
The whole plan was to go inside to Georgie and get Georgie about 15 touches. And that's all we talked about. And we knew they were gonna play zone, and that would become a little more difficult. But the one thing that I like is I like threes in transition. And a lot of our threes were uncontested. I think DeMonte took one bad one, and Kipper took one that I would probably question in the first half. But, you know, we've all seen Trent make those. We've all seen AJ make those. And those are shots that we practice, so we're gonna continue to shoot that. But, you know, as we grow, we've gotta get Georgie faster. And it's hard when he's in foul trouble, and he's proven he can score and against good defenders, and we just didn't do a very good job of that today.
Coach, when you talk about over dribbling, how much of that is, you know, them processing what you want to do too slowly, or is that freelancing? What do you see with
Both.
that?
I don't think it's as much freelancing as I think that it's how the game has to be played. And I'm going to use a great example. I watched TCU. You know, there's not been many games on over Christmas, and they averaged 21 assists a game. And yet, I know that team really well because when they were young, and I was at Oklahoma State, we played that team, and that's what they did. They dribbled, and now they average 21 assists a game, and they had the guy who leads the country in assists, and so it's part of it's processing. We want guys to do that quicker. When we move the ball, we're pretty good. When we over dribble, we had nights like we had in Missouri, and we had nights like we had today.
Brad, we've talked in the past about this being a process, and you even mentioned it there, but how tough is this to lose a home game in a non-conference game like this heading into the Big Ten season?
Yeah, first one I've done. First one I've ever had. I take a lot of pride in not losing games that you should win. Take a lot of pride in that. It stings. And I'm not detracting from FAU at all. They're a good basketball team. They played hard. They deserve to win. But if that's not a wake-up call for our guys, then I don't know if that's gonna be an important. Shouldn't lose games like that at home.
Coach, didn't see Anthony Higgs there today. Anything you can say on that front?
Yeah, he's not back with his injury, so we let him spend a little time with his family. He wasn't going to be a guy that was obviously in practice or anything else, so got him to spend a little time with family and nothing more than that.
With the Donis out today, I mean, what's his knee? Is it day to day, or is it you looking at?
Yeah, it's day to day. Just when he had an ACL, he had some scar tissue and it got affected, got busted up or whatever they call it, and pretty painful process, and so he's just rehabbing through that.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you, Coach.